Hello students, let's continue with our chapter 2 Methods of Inquiry in Psychology. Today we are going to discuss about experimental method. In this you are going to learn when psychologists use this method and many important terms related to it and what they mean. Also we'll discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of experimental method. Experiment is one of the most powerful research tool in psychology. In an experiment, psychologists control conditions to identify cause and effect relationship between two sets of events or variables. They directly vary a condition which might cause change in behavior. They create two or more groups of subjects and record whether varying condition has any effect on behavior. Let's understand this with an example where a researcher is interested to study effect of music on studying. One group of students they study while listening to music and the other group study in silence. Later then their test scores are compared. So here researcher is trying to identify cause and effect relationship between presence of music and the test scores. Here one group is exposed to music and other is not exposed to music, and the test score, that is the outcome, it helps us to know the relationship between music and test scores. Experiment is a carefully regulated procedure in which changes are made in one factor and its effect is studied on another factor while keeping rest of the factors constant. Now let's discuss some important terms that you must know, and let's start with the concept of variable. Variable, as the name suggests, varies. It means that any stimulus or an event that can take up different values or that can be measured is a variable. Variables are mainly of two types: independent variable and the dependent variable. Independent variable is manipulated by the experimenter and its effects are observed on the dependent variable. In simple words, independent variable is the treatment variable that is manipulated by the psychologist. It represents the causes of some outcome. In the previous example that we discussed, the psychologist is trying to manipulate music to see whether it affects study hours or test scores, and the other type of variable is dependent variable and it represents the outcome that the psychologist is measuring. In the same example that we discussed, test scores represents outcome. So it is the dependent variable there. Now let me ask you a simple research question which I wish to study. The question is, does money increase happiness? Pause for a moment and check your understanding whether you can identify different variables here or not. The independent variable is the amount of money here. Money represents the treatment to see if it affects the outcome or happiness. Amount of money can be manipulated by the psychologist. The level of happiness is the outcome or the response, and the psychologist has no influence on the level of happiness among participants. So in this example, independent variable is a factor or a condition, that is money here, which is deliberately manipulated by a researcher to see whether it causes any change in behavior or a condition, and that is level of happiness, and that is the dependent variable. So let's sum up. Independent variable is a condition that is manipulated. It is the cause which researcher wants to study, and dependent variable, it is the phenomena researcher desires to explain, that is the outcome. I hope concept of variable, independent and dependent variable are now clear to you. Let's now talk about extraneous variable. These are variables other than independent variable that can affect the results. So the idea is to control all other variables that can influence the results of study and make interpretations difficult. Also, these needs to be controlled so that researcher is able to identify cause and effect relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. In experiments, we generally have two groups, an experimental group and a control group. An experimental group is a group where members they receive treatment or they are exposed to independent variable manipulation, and the other group, that is the control group, here the manipulated variable is absent but rest of all the conditions are same. Control group is a comparison group. Let's understand this with an example that is also given in your book. It was a research done by Letney and Darley. Letney and Darley conducted a study where Columbia University students they volunteered as participants. They arrived individually at a lab and were given an impression that they would be interviewed on a certain topic. Each student was sent to a waiting room to fill in a questionnaire. Some of them they found two other people already seated in the room, while others they sat down alone. As they started filling in the questionnaire form, suddenly smoke started filling up the room through a wall vent, and within 4 minutes it started interfering with vision and breathing. Letty and Darley they were primarily interested in knowing how frequently these students got up and reported the emergency. In this experiment, there were two experimental groups and one control group. Let's talk about the condition. In first condition, a participant was in the room alone. That was the control group. In another condition, three participants were sitting together and they were true participants. In another condition, one participant was there with two confederates who had been instructed to not react when help was needed. In results, it was found that the control group participants reported the emergency in maximum numbers. They reported about 75% of time. Those who were in groups, they reported less. Group of 3 true students, they reported only 38% of time. And the students who waited with two confederates who were instructed beforehand by the researcher not to react, not to do anything, they reported only 10% of the time. Other than experimental manipulation, all other conditions were kept constant for both experimental and control group, such as speed with which smoke started entering the room and all other conditions like the size of the room, temperature and other conditions. Distribution of participants to experimental group and control group was given randomly so that each person has an equal and fair chance of being included in any of the group. Through this experiment, they actually tried to explain that in emergency situations like this, where people need to make decisions, if more people are involved, it is more likely that each person will do nothing, believing someone else from the group will probably respond. So, in case of more observance, it is less likely that anyone would help. It is very important that all relevant variables in experimental studies that might influence the dependent variable needs to be controlled. They are mainly of three types. The three types are organismic variable, sequential variable and situational variable. Let's talk about them. Organismic variable, they are internal forces. They are also called subject variables because they refer to the characteristics of the subject. Examples of this are personality, intelligence, anxiety, etc. Let's now talk about situational or environmental variables. They are factors in the environment that can unintentionally affect the results of the study. Example, noise, temperature, humidity. Let's now talk about sequential variables. These are related to the very procedure of conducting the experiment when the participant is required to be tested across several conditions, and because of the exposure of many conditions, it may result in experimental fatigue or practice effects, which will further influence the results of the study. There are different ways and techniques through which experimenters can control relevant variables, and some of them are listed here. Let's first talk about the first one, that is to minimize extraneous variable or to eliminate them. In some cases, total elimination is not possible, and in other cases, we can eliminate the effect. Example, to eliminate the effect of noise, experiment can be conducted in a soundproof room, and if that is not possible, in that case efforts should be made to hold these things constant so that their effect remains throughout same. Next one is matching. In this technique, the relevant variables in the two group, they are equated or held constant by taking matched pair. The third condition or a technique is counterbalancing technique. This technique is used to control for sequencing effects in a repeated measure design. Sequencing effects occur when they participate in more than one condition. Changing the order of condition of one participant to other, this problem of sequencing and order effects can be solved. And the last one is random assignment. Assigning subjects to condition by chance, that is fair chance for all. It means that a subject has an equal chance to be a member of either experimental group or the control group. Let's now talk about the advantages and disadvantages of experimental method. In advantages, we can say that experiments are the only means by which we can establish cause and effect relationship, and experiments can be replicated. It allows control of variables. There are some disadvantages of experimental method also. It is always not possible to study a problem experimentally, and the method is very costly in terms of money and time. Other than lab experiments, there are two more types of experiments, and they are field experiments and quasi-experiments. Now let's understand more about them. Field experiments, they are the experiments where the experimental investigations, they are carried out in natural settings. Example, home, school, etc. Here the experimenter involved direct control of independent variable and allocation of participants to group. Example, if a researcher wants to know which method is better teaching method among students, lecture or demonstration method, he can conduct an experiment in a school where in one group demonstration method is used and in other group normal teaching method is used. At the end of the learning session, performance of the students can be compared. There are some advantages and disadvantages for the field experiment. In advantages, outcomes are observed in natural settings. It is more likely to reflect real life, whereas in disadvantages, it is a very time consuming process and expensive, and the control over relevant variables is less as compared to lab experiments. In quasi-experiment, independent variable is selected rather than manipulated by the experimenter. Here, what we need to study has already taken place. Example, effects of earthquake on people or flood, etc., which has already taken place. It is designed a lot like true experiment, except that in quasi-experimental design, the participants are not randomly assigned to experimental group. It also has some advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is that it is practical, and the disadvantage is random assignment of participant is not possible in quasi-experiment. So today we have discussed about experimental methods, variables, different types of variables, different types of group, experimental group and control group, advantages and disadvantages of experimental method. We also discussed about three major types of variables: organismic, situational and sequential variables. We also discussed about different techniques to control relevant variables, and they were minimizing or eliminating extraneous variables, counterbalancing and random assignment to particular group, and also we discussed about field experiments and quasi-experiments. I hope today's session will be useful for you. Thanks for watching.